Hi guys, this is Dragomania. Today we'll talk about the Sicilian svwshnikov. Now, first, just the svwshnikov has been invented by Evgeny Sveshnikov himself, and he has worked with a partner that I cannot remember his name to come up with the variation that I'm gonna show you later, which was the big improvement in the svwshnikov. And well, there's the name of a variation in the svwshnikov named the Chelyabinsk variation, which was the town that Sveshnikov himself and his partner were when they were developing this line. So let's get straight into actions with e4, c5, and I'm doing this in black's point of view. So maybe I'll talk about anti-Sicilian after, but now let's just get into the main lines. Knight f6. We attack the e-pawn, which forces him to defend, or he can capture, but we will see this move a bit later. So knight c3, because now I'm just gonna show you the contrast of the position. Then we play e5. Again, we are forcing the moves. Now, it's important to notice this. If he plays knight f3, then you are playing like if you were playing white, because the position is symmetrical, except that what black has exchanged is c pawn for the d pawn, which is advantageous for black because he has this extra pawn. And sorry for this. And he has the move, so he could play bishop b4 and get a totally respectable position. And just notice, if he plays bishop g5, h6 is a good move. He's forced to take, because if he goes back, g5 wins a pawn, and you should not be afraid to weaken your king. In fact, this is a good trade. So yeah, if he trades after h6, then you trade here, then after this you take the bishop, and you have better position. Play d6, castles, bishop e6, and later you have the maneuver, knight here to here, with the bishop on e6, pawn d6, castles, and you have better position because of the knight hopping into c4, and just rook can come in. So yeah, but if he plays knight b3 too, you could play bishop b4 and get to a normal position. And because the knight is on b3, d6 is good, because the knight doesn't have the scope to go to this square anymore, or not even this square. So this knight is quite badly placed on b3. So knight f5. Here you gotta know a little bit of theory that d5 is a good move, and I'm gonna show this in another video. E takes d, bishop takes knight, this, and then b takes here, and you have a better position. It's been showed theoretically that this position is better for black. So and just here, if he plays queen to queen here, then you got to play if you place queen c8, this fails to bishop a6. So queen d7 is quite forced. And then there's various plans for black to play e5, bishop g6, and then I will show you a game that has been proved that black is simply better and even winning the game in this position. So let's just get back to have the hang of it. Knight d2 is a good move, which has been covered in the Sicilian dangerous weapons, but I will show you that this is okay for black. So just let's go to the main move, and it's simply better move because the threat is obviously knight d6, picking one of the bishops with the queen supporting it. So now d6, and here has been the big talk whether it is a d5 hold, which is better for white, or simply a position. I think it's a position which is which gives good prospects for black. So let's go straight in and plunge into some svwshnikov. So after d6, there's various ways to play the svwshnikov. Knight d5 is one of them, but after knight takes d5, e takes d, because the queen cannot capture. a6 is very strong. Knight a3, then bishop here, and when the queen comes back, d5. And if knight comes, just note, if knight comes on c3, black is winning with knight d4, threatening a fork. And if it protects with bishop d3, rook b8 is very strong, threatening bishop e6, attacking the queen. If queen c4, then b5, then d5, winning the queen. So yeah, and after e takes d, knight e7 is good with the idea of knight f5 next move, but I like knight b8. The knight on b5 is not well placed, and the knight on b8 could reroute via these squares, and when f5 is pushed, as we will see in my next videos, the knight could go to e6 too. There's a4 and bishop d3 too. We will look at these moves later. So d6 and bishop g5 is the main line, and after a6, here you cannot take now. It's a not good move because after knight a3, black has not wasted a tempo playing b5, as we will see next, and can win a tempo playing f5 now. f5, this is a good position for black. Here you have to retreat knight a3, and here if you can play bird's defense, but after bishop d3 exclamation mark, as Jacob Agard, easy guide to the svwshnikov Sicillian, or the svwshnikov Reloaded, as said. But here no, you play b5. This is the great improvement of black's position. And here you gotta be really ready to see the next move, because after bishop takes here, which is one of the two main lines, just to say you, this is the quiet variation and this is the aggressive variation. In the aggressive variation, you cannot take with the queen because after knight d5, queen d8, c4. You cannot take because, well, his knight can reroute, and after bishop c4, knight e3, you see every one of his pieces is supporting d5 square, and this is a complete mess for black. No counterplay. So after b4, let's say, he plays queen a4, and after bishop d7, he plays knight b5. Here, rook a7 is quite forced, but I'm not sure this would have been a move that I would play in tournament. So yeah, because if he takes bishop d7, traps the queen, but I'm not sure if I would play this. His knight is certainly attacked, but I'm not sure. But bishop d7 and then knight b5. When you take, then queen takes, and white wins because he has this escaping square and king cannot go, whoops, Mr. Maki, to c7 because of the knight. So this is why you cannot take with the queen, but after bishop takes, you play g takes f5, and after knight d5, which is really the only move, f5 is really strong, and as we will see, this is a good move. But bishop g7 is good too, but I'm not gonna talk about bishop g7 because I play c5, which is the main line, and this is the Chelyabinsk variation, which is the name of the town that Evgeny Svwshnikov developed this line of the Svwshnikov with his friend that I cannot remember his name. So there's another variation which is going on d5 straight away, which is the quiet line, but whoops, this is not good, as we will see. This is not quiet at all. Now bishop takes f6 is a strong move because it's gaining up on d5, and now well, the best move is c3. There's certainly c4, which is interesting. There's bishop d3 too. We will see all of these moves in this section, because c3 is really interesting. And now just gonna go through the c3 plan. c3 with the plan of knight here to hop here. Now a4, because when black will take, then we could play bishop c4, and you see all the bind that we are creating on d5 is so annoying for black, but black has a resource. So yeah, this is the Svwshnikov. So next video we will cover knight takes here, after here knight takes here. So see you in the next video.